Right, so my one, I know some of these this week will seem like, straightforward, easier picks, but I guess it's better to win 100 to 1 than to lose a 363 to 1. So
Yeah.
I
It's not
thought,
like you though to
I,
pick an easy bet anyway, Craig. So it's good
again,
this week.
every one of
yeah,
my
it's
picks have
it's a
been
rarity.
correct so far. What are you piping up for, Howley? Right, so Chelsea to beat Newcastle. Newcastle second from bottom, even with the hype and all, and getting rid of Bruce. I just don't see them bouncing back. They'll only be able to maybe start to build on something after January window. So I think it'll be a comfortable win for Chelsea. I think that's a
Yeah,
straightforward one, yeah.
I'd agree with that, especially coming back from a 7-0 win from last week. So yeah, they'll
Yeah.
be on top form.
I think
I disagree with that bet, to be honest, Craig.
Right, go on. Southampton opinion, let's go.
No, not for any specific reason, just to be a prick to you. I'm just going to disagree to every one of your bets there this week.
Oh, well, that makes no sense because I've won all my picks, Howley. What about you?
Yeah, because you betted on. I don't think you betted on a
Absolute
team
sure
that
things.
hasn't won every match this
Listen,
season yet.
you are welcome to pick safer picks. We might
Oh
actually
yeah,
win some
so our
cash.
€20 will become €22 if we pick all these bets.
Well, it's better than nothing, isn't it? 363 to 1 sounds great, doesn't it? But if you don't win it, it doesn't mean anything.
10% return. I'll take it over nothing from you last week, Ellie.
Yeah.
Sake, like.
He's very defensive, isn't he, Alex?
He is,
He gave
yeah,
you a lot of
absolutely.
shit.
He's a bit sore.
Well.
Yeah.
He's a bit sore after Burnley,
He's
Should've been a
I'm
short
not,
thing.
I'm not well, and I didn't come on this to be abused. So
I'm not well.
I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Right, Chelsea to beat Newcastle. Go on, go into the second one.
It's my one. Leicester to beat Arsenal.
All right, go on.
Yeah, I think it's fairly safe. Leicester, they hammered United last week. Now, in fairness, any team would probably hammer United at the moment. But what was it? They bet them 4-2 a couple of weeks ago. Arsenal have actually improved recently.
Mm.
But I still fancy Leicester. I actually think Leicester are a really good team. They started the season badly, but I think they'll do well this year. I think they'll challenge the top four definitely again.
Do you believe the
It depends
Brendan?
if Brendan Rodgers ends up at United. Could all go.
I was
could all
about
go
to say,
tip-top
do you believe in the Brendan Rodgers hype?
No. He's too busy. He's a good manager, but Jesus Christ, his fucking fake tan and his fake teeth and his big massive portrait that he has in his house. Jesus,
Are you talking about Klopp or Rodgers?
Rodgers is 10 times worse.
Right.
But in fairness to him, he is actually a decent manager. But I don't think he'll end up at United. But
Alex, what do you make of that?
Nah, he's right, yeah. I don't think Brendan Rodgers would come to United. No way. I don't think they'd have him, to be honest. It's just, he might have started the rumour mill himself, to be honest, just to put it out there.
Get in the papers.
Get into the papers, that's it. Yeah.
And do you think Leicester will beat Arsenal?
Yeah, I think they will. I think Vardy will score as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
I could see that being a possible draw. I think both of them are kind of performing all right the last couple of weeks. Arsenal, I think they're 8 games on the trot now, and I know some of them are like cup games and stuff, but they're building a little bit of momentum. Leicester seem to do well and then just drop points in games you'd expect them to win, but
that's true, yeah.
We'll
I actually had this down. I was thinking to myself, it'll be, I'd say Aubameyang probably score for Arsenal, and it'll be 2-1 win though to Leicester at the end of the day.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right, go on, Jolie.
No, Alex wasn't finished talking. Alex, do you want to finish your sentence? Don't let Craig just overrule you like that.
Jesus, Alex, he hasn't got enough sleep, has he?
No, definitely not.
Howley, you're not you when you're hungry.
Today.
Right,
yeah, if they can keep up the momentum, I think, yeah, it'll be a Leicester win. No, that's a good one. I'll take that. Right, City to beat Crystal Palace. I think this is a fairly safe bet myself. I've gone the Craig route. Going back to my usual
You've
ways.
gone the winning route, have you? Well done.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. They've beaten them like the past 2 matches. The last one being in May, they beat Crystal Palace at home 2-0. And then before that in January, they beat them 4-0. So they're playing again at home, so they're going to have the home advantage. I was going with a prediction of about 3-0. And then they're coming off the back of a win against Brighton as well last week. Phil Foden just on fire, 2 goals, man of the match. Another goal then as well from Mahrez and Gundogan. Yeah, really top form. They're in third at the moment, but they really are chasing for that title fight. Like,
yeah, they seem to be doing all right without the striker. I would have thought, they obviously need a striker. They needed a Harry Kane or something, but with the amount of options they have up top, they're still able to get goals.
Exactly, yeah.
Howley, what do you make of that?
They're nearly slipping under the radar a little bit, with the way Liverpool and Chelsea, which is crazy considering they're the champions and one of probably the biggest and best squads in Europe. But they nearly are nobody's really talking much about them.
Yeah.
But I get they don't have a striker, but the options they still have, they play that false 9 all the time, and I think Phil Foden played it. Phil Foden's an absolutely unbelievable player.
Mm-hmm.
He's a future Ballon d'Or winner without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I should tell you.
Oh, he's unreal.
Him and Donny van de Beek.
Donny van. I'm surprised you didn't throw fucking Shane Duffy's name into it again.
I was expecting that actually.
You're taking it over now.
Donny van de Beek. No, but I think City will win that comfortably. Although Palace haven't had the worst there, but look, you're not going to be going to the Etihad and getting something there.
Palace are looking well under Vieira. They're playing well. Like they've had some hard first few games, but even though they've dropped points, they actually played quite well in them. City, obviously, they just lost to West Ham in the cup there, so I'm sure they're going to want to bounce back from that. But I'd expect City to take that.
Yeah, the shock win from West Ham there in the Carabao was just blew me away. Like, I don't know what happened there after them winning it.
It was their first loss in 5 years in that cup.
Five times on the win, on the trot.
That's unreal. Like, for a trophy that most managers don't take seriously. And in fairness, Guardiola does play a weakened team a lot of the time. But to win that 4 times in a row as the top teams is unreal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think David Moyes is just doing class at West Ham. Like, it's not just a one-off 1 year. He seems to be doing it again this year.
It's consistent at the moment, yeah. West Ham are flying.
They have a quality team. Your man Ben Rama, Bowen, both of them came from the Championship, and both of them I really, really rate. I think they've been slow enough to start, and I think Moyes kind of integrated them slowly into the team. But with the 2 of them up front, and then playing either side of Antonio, that's unreal.
As well, losing Jesse Lingard again, who was obviously such a big part of their reason for winning games.
Messi Lingard just to go back to sit on the bench.
I know. Shocking. Yeah, no, I think we all agree on that one. Do you want to jump on to Hayes one?
The invisible Hayes. He's gone for Leeds to beat Norwich.
He likes Leeds games, eh?
He does, yeah.
He's a United fan. What do you make of that, Alex? Do you want to start with that one?
I'm going to give this one to Leeds. Norwich aren't doing very well at the moment. I think Leeds coming back from a 2-1 win last week. I'd give that one to Leeds.
Howley?
Yeah, I'd give anyone to beat Norwich these days. They're possibly the worst team to ever come into the Premiership. I seen stats the other day that saying odds on whether or not they'll get the least amount of goals scored this season, the least amount of points, and you wouldn't bet against it. They're the ultimate yo-yo club, up then down, and it's like they're happy to make that bit of money coming up because they spend fuck all money when they actually get up. The team has just been week after week. They're getting kind of hammered.
And don't you make more money from getting relegated from the Premier League than winning the Championship?
You get the parachute payment, so you get for about I think it's about 3 seasons afterwards. You get kind of decreasing payments each year, but I think maybe starts at 20 million, then 15, then 10, just so that you can survive the loss of the Premiership money. But they obviously use that as a model to come up, get the money. Hope to stay up, but then if they get relegated, they've got that money in their back pocket to build another team. And they have had some good players over the years. They had James Maddison, as far as I'm aware, he came from Norwich, and he was doing brilliant at Leicester.
Yeah,
So they will. They'll have them kind of the players, but they'll never keep on to them. They'll always just go up and down.
You get those clubs, don't you? The Norwich, Fulham, West Broms. Like, they just seems to be that model, as you said. They try invest as little as possible and just hope to survive for 1 year. But that it clearly doesn't work, because most of them just go up and then come straight back down the next year. I'd agree with that. I think Leeds have been disappointing this year. I expected a lot better from them, but I think everyone will beat Norwich. So I think it's a good pick there. Do you want to jump on to the next one?
Yeah. Surprise.
My favourite Bundesliga team. Bayern. Look, Union Berlin are 5th in the Bundesliga, and Bayern, obviously, they lost 5-0 in their last game. Not even going to try pronounce the name of that team. Mönchengladbach or something.
Mönchengladbach. Actually, a really famous club.
Yeah. No, I know, but that's a huge defeat to them. Hopefully, that's not going to affect them. I'd expect them to bounce back from that. They were playing, I think, Leverkusen, who are second, and they beat them 4-5-0. So I'd expect them to be able to go out and beat Union Berlin as well.
Yeah, should do. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Union Berlin, but I think Bayern, again, like PSG, you'd expect them to win all the matches nearly in their league.
Yeah.
And comfortably.
I think you're onto a safe bet there with Berlin there.
Well, look, Bayern have played 9 games. They've drawn 1 and lost 1. So there are results where they don't win.
Yeah.
And there's some decent teams in the Bundesliga now, so they can drop points here or there. It's not. I won't be picking Bayern every week, obviously, but I just feel like they're gonna have to bounce back from that big loss, which would have embarrassed them.
So can we take it that you're not going to pick Bayern next week?
It depends who they're playing. I'll have to have a look at it. If you get in first and pick them ahead of me. Go on to your one next, Howley.
I've gone for a little bit of a safe one. Barcelona to beat Alaves. I think Barca have been shite this season. There's no two ways about it. But Koeman is gone, so they've got the I suppose that monkey off their back nearly, that they didn't clearly like him. They weren't really playing for him very much, but I think with him gone, there's going to be a feel-good factor there in the squad. Xavi looks like he's coming in, so they'll be looking to impress him. They actually, when they put their first 11 out, it's not actually that bad a team. There's a lot of very good youngsters in that team. And yeah, they're home to Alaves. I fancy them to win that match.
Alex, what you reckon?
Yeah, I think you're all right with Barca and Alaves. I know Barca were beaten by Real Madrid last week, but it was as close a match as I thought it was going to be. Probably should have ended in a draw, but Real Madrid came away with the win in the end. But yeah, Barca, Alaves. Don't know much about Alaves, to be honest. So, yeah, I would have went with that.
I have the La Liga up here, the table. So, Barca are in 9th. They've played 10, won 4, drew 3, lost 3, scored 15 and conceded 11. Alaves in 16th. Played 10, won 3, drew 0, lost 7. They've scored 5 and conceded 13. I think it's a bad season for Barca. They're dropping points and they're conceding it, even against these lower teams.
Actually, seen during the week, they're saying that Barcelona actually had the balls to sack a manager who had a club legend who had scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. And United still refused to sack a club legend that scored the winner in the Champions League final.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Barca's run this year has been horrific. But it's I don't even.
It's probably.
I'm not going to lie. It's probably on par with being.
They didn't lose 5-0
They
didn't lose 5-0 to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But look, you're smoking about Saucer enough in the other podcasts. You don't want me to come on to one of them podcasts to talk about Saucer.
Yeah, you're welcome to come on and talk. Everyone has an opinion on it.
I'll storm out of the place.
I think that's tough on Koeman, because what was he supposed to do there? He took over in the worst time probably in Barca's history. All their big players left. They have no money. Even the people they
The
brought
David
in.
Moyes of Barca.
Yeah, that's already known.
He was.
And he's a decent manager. Like, I have a soft spot for Koeman because he was a Southampton manager and he was one of our best Premier League managers. He done really well for us. He, as you say, Craig, he was on to hiding for nothing with Barcelona. He joined them and they lose Messi, they lose Griezmann. I know they got rid of Suarez. I think he was behind Suarez going a lot of it, but like you've gone from them three to some of the cabbages they've got up front now. But like, in saying that, they do with their full strength, they still have Dembele up front. They still have Ansu Fati.
Dembele has 60-year-old knees or something. That chap is injured every second week.
If you have your full strength team of Dembele, Depay, and Ansu Fati, it's actually not a bad strike force. But when it's when they're inevitably injured and you have Luke de Jong and Braithwaite, that's a championship strike force, those two.
I just think it was unrealistic from the Barcelona board and the fans to have any expectations. I agree. This is going below expectations. They should be maybe around sixth or something. So I understand.
No, with the team, they should still be, and I still think they will hit top four. Like, I don't see that being an issue. I think Xavi will kind of come in and he'll galvanate them. Jeez, what a word, galvanate.
What?
I think that's the first time I've actually ever used the word galvanate.
How will he read the dictionary before he comes on?
But no, I'd still be confident that they'd finish top four.
I think if there's ever a year that they don't, this is the year. I think if they do finish top four, I think they've done unbelievably well.
But that league's actually so open this year because
and it's great.
Atletico are struggling. Real would probably be the favourites to win it, but they're not playing unbelievably either. Like.
No.
Yeah, it's not. They're not top trumps. They're actually doing well. They'll probably win it, as you said. Like, but
it'd be great to see some other team rather than the three of them to win it. Like
the leagues across Europe are actually in a good spot. You know, I know that have less money and all going in, but look at the competitiveness now of the Spanish league. There's multiple teams kind of in and around. It's not just the big names. Same with the Bundesliga. Same with the Italian league.
No, the Bundesliga will still be boring, but yeah, the Italian league.
It's more competitive than it ever has been. You know.
Well, but yeah, in the Bundesliga, there's three teams. There's realistically Bayern, Dortmund, and Leipzig. Those three, the three big teams in Germany. Italy, Italy's a crazy league. Like,
yeah. And see,
there's not much between them. Like,
do you see? They had like 5 or 6 managers sent off in last week's games in the Italian league.
I've seen you talking about that in the podcast. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in that league.
That's mad.
I don't know if the referees are just extremely sensitive, or the Italians are more passionate than usual.
I think that's exactly what it is. The coaches over there, they go insane on the side of the pitch.
You remember, you used to see Gattuso. he was a psycho as a player, and he's a psycho as a manager as well.
And then you have Jose Mourinho that's like trying to jump a fence to still give directions to the team. Like, he's a psycho.
I did see that, yeah.
Right, Barca to beat Alves. I think we agree. Barca should beat that. Hopefully, they're not gonna shit their pants with that one. Go on, Alex.
Yeah, I just went with French League, so PSG to beat Lille. This is actually coming after the back of the Le Classique in the French League 1, whereas PSG versus Marseille actually ended in a 0-0 draw. It was a good match. Plenty of chances. Yeah, there was actually two goals disallowed from VAR. One from Messi. Another one from Lille side. Can't remember exactly who scored on that side, but it was, and there was a red card as well. I thought there was potential for a penalty, but it didn't come through. Hakimi was sent off, so PSG were down to 10 men, but still Marseille couldn't pull it off. But
keep it clean.
This week then for Lille and PSG. I just seen that Messi's actually doubtful. He's got a muscle problem, didn't go to training on Thursday, and Mbappe is actually out with an illness. So it'll be Neymar on his own, but I still think with Lille in 10th position, it'll be PSG for the win. They might pull off a 1-0 win. Just come away with it. But again, odds on are telling you that it should be PSG. So I think it's a safe enough bet. Even without the top performers on the pitch,
Yeah, they've been getting a bit of slack in the media saying they're not scoring lots of goals and all. They'd expect more. But I'm looking at it here. Obviously, top scorers of the French league, 24 goals in 11 games. So they're not doing too bad.
Yeah, look at who's Messi has yet to score in the league.
Yeah, that's bad.
Neymar has scored. I think it was one maybe in the league, and Mbappe has gotten a few. The three of them they haven't clicked. Whatever. Now, look, the three of them are quality. It's going to happen eventually, and some team's going to get an absolute spanking from them at some stage. But it's funny, PSG odds on to win, and a couple of players out, and Lille are the champions of France as well. You wouldn't often see the champions being such poor odds to win. But that was probably an anomaly last year that Lille won.
Yeah, and Lille, their whole squad got pure raided. So I think there's a reason why they're down in 10th. They lost their manager and all their best players. If they let Alex come back in. You alright, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Had to pop out the toilet, did you?
Not that
quick. So we just went through that there. I think, they should win even missing all them. They have good backups to bring on. And Lille lost their manager and a lot of their best players after winning the league last year. So Lille in 10th.
You should have really heard what he was saying about you, Alex, when you were gone.
Well, you'll be able to watch it back, won't you? Right, come on, we jump on to Hayes' final pick. Inter to beat Udinese. What do you think? Howley, what's your opinion on that one?
Yeah, it's again, it should be fairly safe enough. Inter, I'd probably put them as the favourites to win the league this season. The other ones, Juventus, they're having an awful season. The other teams up there, AC Milan, they'll fall back. They inevitably do the last few seasons. And Napoli, I don't think they'll have enough. So Inter will be my favourites to win the league. They've lost a few players this year, namely obviously Lukaku, but it's funny, they got in Edin Dzeko, who's about 35, 36 now, and he's smashing the goals in. Actually, I've always thought he's a quality player, but I'd be confident that they'll win this. And
you can kind of get away being an older player in the Italian league. The age, that you'd expect them to drop off. Ibrahimovic.
So Zlatan's still there at 41 or so.
I think Napoli are on fire this year. I think I said it on one of the other ones. I think this is their league to lose this year. They've scored 22 and they've only conceded 3. But if you look at Inter Milan, they've conceded 12 in 10 games. So their defence obviously isn't too strong. Now, Udinese aren't particularly great. They're down in 14th. They've won 2, drawn 5, lost 3. So I think this would be a fairly safe bet. It should be. And Lautaro just signed a new contract as well. So I'd imagine, they'd be happy enough over there. Alex, what do you make of it?
Yeah, again, another safe one, I think, Inter Milan to win. I've just seen the last 4 matches there of Udinese, 4 draws. I don't think they've got much of a chance against Inter. I'd agree though with you saying that Napoli to take the league this year. They're on fire at the moment. Nearly all wins across the board.
Yeah.
But I'd agree with Howard with that one. And again, look at you can even see odds are very similar to PSG to beat Lille. So.
Yeah, and the same for Chelsea to beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
All right, well, there are all the picks. Howley, do you want to move over? Whop our graphics again. You still have week 1 odds written on it as well, you penis.
Do you want to fucking change it every week then?
I think I'm doing enough here, Howley. Go on, go through it there.
Right, what do you reckon the odds are?
I think it's going to be a lot safer. But I think we with the Leicester Arsenal game, I think that'll bump up the odds a little bit. So
yeah,
I think we'll have
even the Leeds match as well.
Yeah.
Is looking.
I think 80-1 to 100-1 in the round.
Yeah, I was
that
going to
range.
go 100-1 myself, if even.
Go on.
20.
Sure,
fuck.
Jesus.
Oh.
Go on.
So yeah, if we manage to win it, we'll get 460 quid.
That's not a bad return, though. You know what I
Still.
mean?